Are you ready for a cozy author journaling session? I don't know about you, but that's exactly what I love to do during this season because at this point in the year, one of the best things you can do for yourself as an author is take stock and reflect and get yourself ready for the next year. So I'm going to guide us through 4 journaling questions that are going to help clear out any burnout and get us motivated and moving in the right direction for the year to come. And these particular journaling questions, they're based on a coaching concept called The Gap versus the Gain. This is a book by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, and it's a wonderful book that actually, like flipping a switch, it moves you, it puts you into the right state of mind to move forward. So the gap is a feeling of scarcity, a feeling of lack. It's this feeling of, I'm only this, or I haven't done this yet, or who am I to do this? And the gain is a state of gratitude. It's a state of looking back at what you've accomplished, how far you've come, and how much you have to be proud of in your life. And so the reason that I love this as inspiration for these four journaling questions that we're going to go through right now is because when you're in a state of lack, when you're in the gap, it produces a lot of stress and it slows you down and it leads to burnout. And especially at the end of the year, after we've been through a lot, we've done a lot, it's time to kind of slow down and reflect. Well, doing these will help you get ready to really move forward with excitement and fulfillment in the coming year. So without further ado, let's get into these questions. So the first question is simply, what are you proud of? Now, if you want to go deeper with this question, the best way I have found to do this is to look back over the months of the year. Ask yourself, what am I proud of? Then get out your phone or get out your calendar tool or even a fun paper planner or paper calendar and give each month a title or a bullet about what did you do during that month. Just really take stock month by month. This is a powerful exercise because it allows you to break things down and look deeper at what you've done during the year. So first question, what are you proud of? And then if you get a blank when you start that question, break it down month by month. Give every month a title. And then you'll really see what you've done with the year, what you want to change, and most importantly, what you're proud of and what you've accomplished. Question number 2. So question number 2, what are your major triggers? So this is a powerful question to get on paper. I want you to look at, who have you been jealous of? Who have you been resentful of? And start to write down, how does that feel? Get it out of your head and onto the page. Why did you feel that way? What does that say about what's going on inside of you? And what does that say about what you want? Now, in the book, The Gap versus the Game by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, one of the things they talk about is obsessive passion. So this is the reason these triggers or this feeling of lack, it's the reason it slows you down. It's the reason it burns you out and stops you from achieving big goals, is obsessive passion. So when we get these triggers out onto paper, we're getting rid of that feeling like I'm never going to be good enough unless I do this. And we're moving in, which is obsessive passion. I'm obsessed with this because I feel a state of lack until I have it. It's coming from a place of deep neediness and not of abundance, so to speak. And so when you get your triggers on paper, looking at resentments, looking at jealousy, start to work those out for yourself. What does it reflect about what you want and what you're going to do in life? Start to just get out that burnout and get it out of your head and onto the page. That's question 2. What are your major triggers and why? Question number 3, what is your long game? So after you get done with the triggers, putting it in a long-term perspective can get you excited and motivated for the future, because so often things that hurt in the moment, when you look at them in the large in your larger vision, you see that you can overcome this. You can see that this is, maybe it's a setback, maybe it's an obstacle, maybe it's really darn frustrating, but in the fullness of time, you're going to be able to accomplish your big vision one way or another. There are multiple paths to the same destination. So the journaling question is, what is your long game? If you're getting a blank when I ask that question, what is the long game? Then I want you to break it down. Where do you want to be in 2 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? If you start looking at that with a more specific prompts of what are your goals 6 months from now, or just breaking down the future and then imagining yourself into that future and where you think you can be in 2, 5, 10 years, then you get clarity and you know what the next right actions are in order to accomplish that goal. So that's question number 3. And then to tie it all together, question number 4 is, what do you want to do in the coming year? So with those earlier 3 questions, we've gotten ourselves positioned to have more clarity on setting our goals for the next year. We know what triggers us, we know what we want, we know what we've been able to accomplish in the last year, and then we know what our long game is so that we make sure that our actions align with what we really want out of life. And so as you ask yourself this final question of where do I want to focus in the year to come, really, whenever first brainstorm, you can do, just a brain dump of, I could write a fantasy novel. I could, start to grow my marketing list, or whatever it is that you might do, all of the specifics that sound enticing, then double check and start to cross things out. What is the first priority? And then check in with your heart. Does this make me feel really good? Does this excite me and motivate me enough to move forward? Or is it something that I feel like I should be focusing on? So make sure that you can really align with that goal and feel it in your heart. So every single Friday, I create these videos to help you move forward on your writing dreams and your writing path. If when you've finished with these questions, you want more specific information about writing and publishing, or you want just fun, quick, easy prompts to move you forward with your book, then check down below, because I have resources. I have my book, The Meaning Method, and then I also have the Writing and Yoga Staycation, which helps you take daily actions toward your writing goals in a fun, reflective way. So this weekend, take some time to go for your author dreams. Get a pen, get a paper, and just have some fun with the resources and reflective questions. You are going forward on this path, and you're doing great. So much love.